5 southeastern states to make it easier for people to register to vote. In a statement, INEC Chairman, Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, says the measure was taken due to unprecedented surge in voter registration witnessed in some states. Well, the electoral body is assuring Nigerians that necessary steps are being taken to ensure that all eligible Nigerians are given the chance to register. Well, political analyst CHIKA ACHUDE joins us now for more on this story. Mr. CHIKA, thank you so much for joining us on the news tonight. Let me begin by asking you, what do you think is responsible for this rush? I mean, INEC itself describes it as an unprecedented surge. Is there an increase in political awareness, or is this just the Nigeria Fire Brigade approach to everything?
No, I think it has more to do with the former. I think there's a greater level of political awareness, and this comes from the fact that a lot of people have realized that we're in an unprecedented and precarious situation in Nigeria. And but most importantly, it would appear that the youths themselves have stepped out, from the shadows, and now they are getting obviously much more involved in the politics of their country. And what made it possible was the spontaneous NSAS #NSAS, reaction by the youths to the issues of injustice at the hands of security forces, namely the police, and then the reprisal by the state. And so a lot of them, that in itself ensured that a lot of them remained committed to the issues of politics and governance in the country. And so you see their activities on social media, but people have told them that they need to get off the social media and also be involved in the real world. And this is exactly what you are seeing. So all of these activities really, and then of course the politics of the day, the various conventions of the political parties, the primaries have also elicited some level of generated some level of interest across the country. And so this has increased the awareness of Nigerians to the politics of the day, and also infused them with the need to realize that something needs to be done in the midst of the socio-economic political contradictions in the country, the insecurity that a lot of people are living through, the hardship and difficulty of daily living, and all of these other issues are the things that have actually pushed people who have now come to realize that there is a connection between the life they live and the politics that is played at the various states and the federal government.
Take a look at what's playing out in different parts of the country. I mean, there have been complaints, from Nigerians, some saying they feel this is a ploy to disenfranchise them from the elections. Let's take a look at what's playing out in the East. In the East, we have seen reports of residents say they wait for hours before an INEC official comes out to attend to them. I mean, in most cases, no one does. Then in Lagos, I'm sure you heard about, what played out yesterday, where certain traders shut down their business just to go register. And then they were, according to them, intimidated. The whole exercise was disrupted by a certain group of people. What do you make of this?
Yeah, well, obviously, anybody that accuses INEC or government officials of attempt, or politicians of attempt to disenfranchise them, you might not blame the people so much. INEC has consistently assured us about their state of readiness, for this incoming election, and so we need to see. So it's not just about the statements they make, but we need to see that these statements are practicalized by what people see on ground. Of course, you would also blame the people because, yes, there's also the usual fire brigade approach, but we have not seen this unprecedented level of turnout. But I think the good thing, and I think INEC is also happy about that, the fact that people are turning out, whether they are turning out late or not. So INEC, having realized what is going on, has deployed obviously more machines to the places that need the deployment of these machines. And then again, you talked about what is happening in Lagos, which is exceedingly very unfortunate. we saw this seems to be somewhat a repeat of what happened in the 2015 elections, when certain people were not allowed to exercise their franchise. And so we hope that the authorities are very much aware of what is going on. We hope that INEC is also taking note, so that, even if it needs, the registration exercise needs to be extended, they should extend it. I know that civil society organizations like the Civil Society Situation Room has actually called for the extension of the registration deadline. INEC has a duty, for as long as people are enthusiastic and people are turning up en masse in the large numbers that we're seeing. All of this turnout, huge turnout, can only enhance our democratic, credentials, because people are showing more interest in the things that matters most, and that is the governance of the day. So you also expect that the security forces also would be involved in ensuring that people who gather to register are not disturbed by hoodlums.
Right.
Lastly, I also want to say that this is not an ethnic-related issue. This is an issue involving hoodlums, and it is clear hoodlums who are there perhaps on the order of some politicians, which some of us believe, to disrupt a process. It is not an entire people that are trying to disrupt that protest against any other people.
I mean, and you speak to my next point of security, because INEC in that statement said beyond machines, more machines being deployed, they are also ensuring security on ground. But is that enough? I mean, if INEC could postpone deadline for political parties to get their acts right, couldn't they have postponed the online registration? And do you think that could have saved this, that could have stopped some of the interference we're seeing now and the oppression of the people who want to register that we're seeing in some states, including Lagos?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I think there's a more compelling reason, for the extension of this, of this exercise, rather than even the reasons that compelled the extension of timeline for the political parties to do their primaries. This is far, far more important. And even if it needs INEC opening that portal, INEC should open that portal. Because INEC, there's still a time, I think 3 months before an election, then INEC, has the right to stop every registration exercise. So let them, if they have to open the portal, let them open the portal, and then let them extend the deadline and the various places where people are gathering. Go and see what is happening at Tafawa Balewa Square, where they have deployed, I think, as much as 20, 25 machines, and so many youths are gathered there, and many of them are registered. Somebody said it takes them about 5-10 minutes to register, which is a record if you look at what has been going on in many of the places where people have queued up to register. So INEC has a duty to ensure that everybody that wants to register, that turns up to register, is registered.
Well, I just believe INEC clearly has its work cut out for it come 2023 elections. We have seen insecurity play out in the East. We also all witnessed the murder of an INEC official, and just makes one wonder, if INEC the officials, especially in the East, will be bold enough to want to conduct elections come 2023.
Yeah, obviously, we have conducted elections in trouble spots. I was in Anambra State as an observer when the Anambra State election took place, and contrary to the prophecy of doom and gloom, it went on peacefully. We have had elections in Borno State, we've had elections in Bayelsa State, trouble, spots, and so there's no way that elections will not. Yeah, there are pockets of violence here and there. We are not playing down the significance of those acts of violence, but obviously these elections, can go on. Registrations can actually go on in those places, because we have seen that play out in other parts of the country where we had violence.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much. We've been speaking to CHIKA ACHUDE, a political analyst.